Hey, what's up? It's me, your girl E, and I am beyond excited. I just want to say hello, everyone. We are live right now, live on the air, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. So do me a favor, dial 605-564-0444 or 717-734-6904. Press the show identification number, which is 546-1150. Press the number 1, and then 1, then pound, then *2. This is brought to you all the way by, of course, Lagos, Nigeria. This is Ngozi Time Multimedia, a product of Beverly Nation. And I am your girl, E. Davis, and you are in the Phoenix Lounge. All right, first of all, we are, of course, I'm located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I want to give a kudos to Writer's Block's publishing newest author. Her name is Heather Birch, and she has a wonderful children's book called Lucas Finds a Happy Home. It is available on Amazon, and it is one of the greatest books, and we are already getting big-time reviews. And now, this young lady, my guest, needs no introduction, but she's going to get an introduction. She is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. She is a triple threat because she is a federal judge in the state of Georgia. She is a captain in our U.S. Navy, and she is a celebrated celebrity chef known as Chef Shonya. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hide your dog and touch your pearls. We have Chef Shonya Gilchrist. Her name is also known as Shonya Brooke. She is with me today, and she's going to be in the Phoenix Lounge. We're going to be discussing her journey in the Navy, her journey as far as her writing, her new book, and of course her journey as a chef. All right, here we go. Hey.
Hi. Hey, how are you? You doing all right?
Good.
Here comes the judge. Where's my gavel?
I am beyond excited. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know your time is limited. So I want to take the time and just once again say thank you. And we're going to be, first of all, how are you?
I am well. Thank you for asking. And yourself?
I'm excited. You see, I got the big Kool-Aid going on here.
I see you. No, I don't have any crab cakes.
Yeah, okay. The crab cakes. I'm going to give you some. The crab cakes are awesome. They are the epitome of good. I remember we were down there and I kept asking this crab. I was like, let me see more crab cakes.
Exactly.
So, speaking of crab cakes, let's give a shout out to let's see, Grits and Eggs.
That's right. Give them their shout out. And at Grits and Eggs, we serve up some great crab cakes. We have Snapper and Grits, which is our #1 seller. And I think that your family knows a little bit about the Snapper and Grits, the catfish and grits, and of course we're a brunch concept. But we have we have we have traditional breakfast, as you probably know. We have a pancake breakfast. We have a waffle breakfast. Now the interesting thing with the waffle breakfast is we have 2 really delicious batters. In addition to our already delicious batter on our original waffle, we have a peach waffle, which, we had to show homage to the state of Georgia. It is the peach state. And we have an amazing sweet potato waffle.
I'm not a waffle girl, but I might be.
I mean, yeah, I think once you try that, you might not be a waffle girl, but you like those beignets.
Oh, those beignets was fire. Let me tell you the audience. I mean, because we're live on Facebook. For those who are not on Facebook, I mean, you will definitely be able to see this when the YouTube link is available. The shrimp was like this big. When I got the shrimp and grits.
Yes.
They was big as my gazelles.
They are. They are. And so I will say this, so we can go ahead and speed through this, because as you know, I am deploying in the morning. So with the Navy, I will say this. If you are in the Atlanta area or any of the suburbs of Atlanta, we have 4 locations. We have our location in Vinings, which is near the Brave Stadium. We also have our Midtown location, which is what we call our Georgia Tech location. We have our newest location in Summer Hill, which is the Georgia State location. And of course, we have our Buckhead location, off of Piedmont. So there's not any part of the city that you can go to without touching elbows with grits and eggs. So if you're in the Atlanta area, or if you're visiting, from one of the suburbs and you're coming into the city and you want the best brunch in Atlanta, please stop by and see us at any of our grits and eggs breakfast locations. And then just to let you know, and I have to put this dig in, or the big man Michael Glover will get me. Those lamb chops. Lamb chops are because a lot of times we think brunch, we think only breakfast, but our lamb chops are our #1 seller, along with our fried pork chops. So if you're looking for great breakfast, great brunch, and you're in the Atlanta area, please come visit us at Grits and Eggs Breakfast Kitchen. You see it in the corner. When you see that blue sign with the skillet with the eggs in the middle, you know that you're home. You know that you're at a home brunch spot.
And let me tell you, the atmosphere is it's beautiful. It's very welcoming. The staff is they're generally nice. It's the Southern hospitality. You feel beyond welcome there. So you're not waiting long for your food. You know what I mean? You're not waiting long for your drink. They talk to you. They talk with you. They ask with you. It's a beautiful atmosphere.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I enjoyed it. All right, now let's get into some juicy stuff.
Uh-oh. Am I ready for this juiciness? Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I know you personally, but those who don't know you, let's start at the beginning. You was in service first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I did.
What led you to join the Navy? Like, what was it say I want to go join the military?
I mean, it's going to be a combination of things, I'm going to say. I was actually, when I was in high school, we're going to give a shout out to Seneca Valley out there in Harmony, Pennsylvania. I am a Seneca Valley Raider. I was in a elective, which was our JROTC program. And so it was an Army ROTC program. And so it actually laid the foundation of my inquiry into the military. I think when I was born into this world, I was born in as an independent. I've just always been independent, wanting to do my own thing. And so I had my older brother who was in the Navy, and I had my cousin brother who was in the Navy. So my brother Tony was in the military, was in the Navy. And then my cousin brother Harold, which we call Junior, was in the Navy. And just the way they represented the Navy, and when they would come back home on the holidays, and I saw them in their uniform, and I saw how they had transformed into these little young people, I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to know more. I wanted to know how I could serve my country and how I could form my own independence while doing that.
So you are like you're at a high level position in the Navy. Let's talk about your climb, your drive, your determination.
Well, the climb. So I originally went in enlisted. I went in the long way, actually. I actually went in and enlisted, and the Navy has a program called Seaman to Admiral. And so, you know, I wanted to partake of that because I wanted more. When I got into the Navy, it was way more adventurous than I could have ever expected. I was 17 years old. And I mean, there were people that were my age and a lot of people that were older than I at that time that had these
Go ahead, keep talking. Keep talking.
These very respectable positions, right? And so that being said, I was like, okay, they held your feet to a fire. They held you to a standard. And so with that being said, you had to keep up. And at the time that I went in, there was a war brewing, and it was Desert Storm, Desert Shield. So coming out of boot camp from Orlando, Florida, getting to Norfolk, Virginia, at Little Creek Base, I started to see where people were deploying. I didn't know what that meant. I went into the military for the adventure and education. I never considered, a million years, especially at 17, that I could be shipped off to a war. Yeah. So that taken in mind, it was just learning the responsibility, knowing how to be accountable, and knowing how to be a contribution to your country, to your community, and to your family that led me on this continuous journey in the Navy.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Now, with everything that's going on, I mean, everybody has their views on politics. They have their views, especially Blacks serving. What kept you like really serving? Because you could have did your time, and, moved on. My cousin, he retired almost 10 years ago. He was 40, but you're okay. Still in active duty. So what is it about serving that's keeping you there?
I mean, well, I'm embarking retirement. I'm not going to be there forever. I'm embarking retirement next year, 2026. Woohoo! So that being said, there again, it's just trying. I'm in a position now where I can kind of institute change. The military has changed drastically from 1989 when I entered to the present. Right. And so, yes, I've heard those horror stories where it was, I've been told, hey, the military is not a place for a Black person or a minority. It's kind of quote unquote another nationality's reality and another nationality's fight and another nationality's world, right? However, I looked at things a little different. Everybody's in, I wear a uniform where people can have an opinion and they can see things from their own version. So the thing that we have to learn about that is everyone doesn't have to agree with you. Everybody doesn't have to disagree with you. But when people say something, it's their opinion. Now, you make a choice. Make a choice to either support this opinion and or not. It's really up to you. So in those situations, I'm a show me person. Like, I want to see for myself. So even though I did hear those things from family, friends, and even people that I was stationed with, I had to see for myself. I had to see what is the window of opportunity for me, because once you enlist, at least for that first enlistment, which my first enlistment was for 4 years. So once I enlisted for those 4 years, it wasn't a thing where you can just quit or get out, right? So I said, during this 4 years, I'm going to make the best of it and not about myself. But because at 17 years old, I was definitely far from grown, definitely far from knowing what the world was about, and definitely far from knowing where the world was headed. So I wanted to take advantage of every opportunity that I could to grow, to learn, to advance, to contribute, make a positive contribution to my country, and financially assist with, and just wanting to know and be that pillar that I saw in my grandparents, and wanting to be, especially my grandfather, and wanting to be that leader, wanting to be that person, that matriarch, and wanting to, you know, show the younger people in my family, and even my friends who decided not to go to college, that anything that you put your best foot forward to, no matter what the noise is around you, as long as you put your best in, see where it takes you. I needed to see where the Navy was going to take me. So I had to figure out a way to silence the noise. And that's exactly what I did then. And I still do it now.
Oh, silence the noise. On that note,
yeah, you have to silence the noise around you so that you can hear what's really going on.
On that note, let me put the disclaimer in. This is a product of Beverly Nation. We are live. All right. I am E. Davis with the Phoenix Lounge. We are on the air all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. So dial 605-562-0444 or 717-734-6904. Press 1. Press the identification number 546-1150. Press 1 pound and star 2 to talk to me and Judge Shonya or Chef Shonya. This is brought to you on the air by Ngozi Time Multimedia. I love that. I love that. Now, I know I contemplated going to the service.
Okay.
However, with my mother's illness, I just knew that it wasn't an option. So I just decided to stay home and just be the caregiver. I celebrate anyone in my family, anyone that I know on Veterans Day, just to say thank you for serving, because I know it's not easy. It is not easy because you hear, I don't want to say that the horror stories or the war stories. My friend's husband was in Desert Storm. He was in Iraq, and he's definitely dealing with a lot of
which can happen, yes,
stress disorder. It's very, very heavy. And I feel horrible because he's a beautiful person. He's a very, very sweet individual. So let's tap into your decision, because you are a federal judge, which I'm beyond proud. Like, I brag about it all the time. What was your decision to get into law and even, again, go higher up to sit on the bench?
Okay. Now I have to tell the truth. Because I like to argue. I don't know. When I was younger, I used to like to debate with people. So I knew, because, you know, people like to make a lot of statements with no facts.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, and so if you were making any type of statement, you know, it got me in trouble sometimes when I was younger, I have to admit. Because I was just one of those people, like, where are the facts? How do you know? How do you know that they said this? Did you hear them? No, well, such and such said. Did you see them? No, but such and such saw them. I've never been that type of person. I actually have to see it, which I think allows me to be, it allows me to be in a position where I can make a more fair decision, because I am a firm believer that things are innocent until we prove otherwise. Yes. And I'm a firm believer that whether you're innocent and or guilty, that you're still a human being. And I feel like sometimes in certain cases that there is room for rehabilitation. First and foremost, I'm a Christian. So the one thing I know that, you know, that I've always carried with me, and I know everybody has their own religious preference. My preference is as a Christian, and I do believe that the same way that, you know, God forgives us for, you know, some of the many things that we fall short of, and over again, we do the same thing. And there's not times where he puts us in a prison, right? So I feel like people can make a bad decision, and sometimes that decision will result in a consequence. Sometimes it may not. When it does result in a consequence, then I feel like we need to do better. We need to expose the mistake and allow them to walk in their consequence, but they're still human. And we have to want to believe that people still have hope. Now, there are some people, believe it or not, there's habitual offenders. So sometimes there's just not hope for people because some people just don't have hope within themselves. And you can only do what you can do, but people have to have something to believe in, and people have to have some type of buffer where they can say, you know what, I made a mistake. I'm owning that mistake. I want to bounce back from it. There's a difference between that group of people and the group of people that says, you know what, I don't care what happens to me or anyone else in this world. This is how I'm going to live, and I'm just going to be reckless. You know, we have to protect society, and we still have to protect the accused. So that's why they said there's a scales of justice, and we just have to find the right people in position. And we have to find it in our hearts to want to balance it out without prejudices, without prejudging people, and without our own personal innuendos.
Protect the accused. That's
what we do.
That's deep. Because from my experience, when somebody goes to jail, they hurt old people or babies. When they go to jail, it's going to be some stuff, but they still need protection, and
they still need love.
Yeah,
they're still human. Everybody needs love. Everybody wants to be cared for. Like I said, there's a fine line between people who don't want to embrace that somebody. You know, I'm a firm believer that once you serve out your consequence, I think that everybody deserves a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance.
Yeah, but how many chances can you get or give for the repeats?
Well, I said a second chance. So if you come to me for a third chance, I mean. Where's the gavel? Can't get because a continuance of doing the same wrong thing is a choice. That's not a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a mistake. I can't help you out with a mistake. I can't help you out with choice because you have options. And if you choose the wrong path, then you have to walk in that consequence.
Okay. So let's talk about you as a chef, because I'm just going to put all my business out there. And I think I even said it on the last show when Greg and I came down. Was it now 4 years ago? I think it was. And you had
for the food show,
and it was a seafood.
Okay,
you like, here, take lasagna home.
Oh yes,
we had the microwave. You know, I mean, in the hotel room, and we were putting the lasagna on the plates. And my daughter was calling all the hogs, so she was doing her. So we was really in the bed like a bunch of Oopa Loopas, humming and eating the seafood. I was like, OMG, that's not even natural. It's delicious. Like delicious.
Thank you. It's my number one seller.
Oh my gosh. And the crab cake.
It is my number one seller at weddings.
Oh, the crab cakes was fire. Well, I mean, I said it earlier in this show. Fire. It was like this. It was very, very nice size. It had the nice sauce to it. And I'm just like, okay. So I told the staff, I was like, pss, 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 pss. You know what I mean? Like, tell her I need some more crab cakes. And she's like, okay. And I see her walking around serving other people. I'm like, where are no crab cakes? And you came out, don't start with your crab cakes. Don't start your mess. So
exactly, eating up all the crab cakes.
Oh my gosh, they were so good. They were so good. So what led to that journey as being a chef?
Well, I come from a family that cooks.
Okay. Okay.
Right. And so learning how to be in a kitchen, especially at Thanksgiving, when you're responsible for a dish, and there's no crueler people than family.
Yes.
So if it doesn't come out right, you're definitely going to hear about it.
Yes.
You're definitely going to hear about it. So, that being said, just, wanting to, so you come from this era where we came at the dinner table to sit down, and we discussed all kinds of topics over food. Food led you to the table so that we could open up your ears to discuss anything that there was a discussion.
Come closer to your mic. Come closer to your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that being said, I just, I love cooking. I love coming up with things different. So I noticed that we talked about the seafood food show.
Situation earlier, Anthony. So we might have a partner. Her first number is 470.
Yeah.
Just fall back into the line so we can bring you in streamlessly, and then that way they'd be cool. But as she's doing that, she's hanging the cards back in and continue the show, and I'll let you know when she's on. Okay.
So what the producer just said was call back into the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. They disconnected me. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Call back in.
Can you give me that number again? I'm sorry.
Yep. Let me see. 717 734 6904. Then press 5.
No. You gave me the number. I asked you for the ID. Hold on, I gotta call back again.
Okay.
Welcome to Talk Show.
Okay.
Please enter the show ID followed by the pound key. You can access the episode up to 15 minutes.
1150. Pound. Then press £1.
Enter your PIN followed by the pound key.
Then *2.
You are joining the online studio. Your line is muted. Only the host can unmute your line.
Okay.
Raise your hand using *2 so the host knows when you want to speak.
Go ahead, hit *2.
I did.
You will now enter the conference.
All right.
She's on right now.
All right. Little technical difficulties.
Unmuted.
No. Ain't no difficulty. We overcome the world. Go ahead and talk.
Okay.
Okay.
That's Big Brother O.
That's Big Brother O. That's Dr. O.
That's the brother from another mother.
That's my dad.
So, all right. So you were saying, we come from a generation where we would sit down at the
table.
And discuss all kinds of topics over food. And we had the children's table and the adult table. And so I was going on to say, like, I know that you touched a little bit of the food show. My big thing about cooking is trying to do something a little different, right? So that being said, my last cookbook is called Seafood Differently, right? And so you talked about because crab cakes are pretty standard, but you also talked about the lobster lasagna, right? Which a lot of people don't.
Hold on,
young lady. Are you still on your line?
I am.
That line needs to hang up. So we said you still on these Davis line, so hang up from that line because you're on the line with us now. It's a feedback.
Oh yeah. So you want her to hang up?
No, I want to hear from you, and then she's on the line right now live because the feedback, we can still hear her, even though the line is closed.
Okay, so you want her off the StreamYard?
Off the StreamYard.
That is correct.
Okay. Yeah, there's the feedback. Okay, so we'll keep talking, and then we'll keep talking on the line. We're not the StreamYard.
Correct. So when you're ready, I'll bring everything on the line. We got you.
Okay. Okay. So disconnect from StreamYard.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Hello. Can you hear me? Is she there? Shonya, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
All right. All right. We're going to move forward. Okay, so we were saying, all right, we're sitting down at the table. Are we talking about our day?
Yeah, and so I was talking about like seafood differently, where seafood differently is I like it because I like to prepare dishes differently. For example, you talked about the crab cakes, which is pretty standard, but then we touched a little bit about the seafood lasagna, right? So the seafood lasagna, I make it with lobster meat, so it's lobster lasagna, and I use all white cheeses, which is not a standard dish. That you do chicken masala, except for I'm seasoning my salmon with my favorite seafood seasoning, which is also a favorite of yours, E. David.
Oh my gosh, that seafood seasoning is so fire. It is so good.
So, and making a gravy, there again, making a seafood roux and smothering your mushrooms and and making you a marsala wine sauce out of some fire Cabernet.
Oh man, you're making me hungry.
Amazing. We did a little bit on the what's getting really popular here in Atlanta that I do at my event that I have at the restaurant at Grits and Eggs Breakfast Kitchen. That you know, sometimes we have events after the restaurant closes. And so on Juneteenth, which was real popular dish for us was the salmon Philly and cheese. Right. They didn't last long at all. I thought I was ahead of the game by making 215 salmon Philly and cheeses. They lasted every bit of 40 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, listen, once it's gone, it's gone. And so, you know, another thing that I will be doing more of, and you actually, outside of the normal audience that comes to the food shows, you actually had, you were my first, you and Greg were my first experiment with homemade salmon croquettes. Remember how I fed those?
Yes.
Reduced the onions and fed those, made those salmon croquettes and grits.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That'll be another interesting thing that you see.
Oh, that was so, it is so good. And you know what? You've even inspired me to chef it up in the kitchen, you know, vegan style or, you know, I mean, stuff like that, because it's like experiment with different seasoning and taste and like we have an herb garden where we got the cilantro, we got the basil, we got the oregano, 2 different oreganos. We have the parsley, we have the dill, the sage, and the green onions. And when I'm thinking about cooking something and I can now know the taste of these herbs and spices, and I'm like, let me try this and let me try that. And, you know, it could be a hit or miss or not. It's just the point that it's getting me out of my comfort zone. You broke me out of even using Lowry's, and those who use it, this is not to speak bad about it or to throw shade at it, but I haven't used Lowry's in about 4 to 5 years because I'm learning, you know. No, because I'm using garlic powder. I'm using onion powder. I'm using Himalayan salt. I'm using yes. I'm using certain, you know, marinating certain sauces. I make, you know what I mean? Like I've learned to make my I haven't bought Alfredo sauce in maybe 5 years. I make my own Alfredo sauce. I make my own teriyaki sauce. I make my own spicy mayo. I make my own, I hope I pronounce it right, aioli sauce. So when I make my vegan crab cakes, I make my own aioli sauce. I make vegan.
And you can also use remoulade sauce with crab cakes. You can make your own.
No, my stomach is growling right now, and it is 10:06 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm not going to be in that kitchen chefing it up when we're finished because I know me. I'll be in there. I'll get up in the morning and I'm sauteing, I'm marinating, you know, it's the aromas, and I never realized how much I'm enjoying cooking myself. And so you've inspired me to, you know, get out of my comfort zone because I made food to survive. You know, I wasn't a cook or nothing like that, but you know, I knew how to make the basic mac and cheese and to, you know, Thanksgiving dinner and whatnot. And then when I married Greg was becoming the cook of the house. But then when we went more plant-based, I became the cook of the house. Now he's not even allowed in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Oh Lord, you done cooked the man out.
I kicked him out his kitchen, our kitchen, because I want to cook. I'm cooking. I'm making, like, what I did was I made a scampi, and I minced up some spinach. I minced up some garlic. And I diced up some tomato. And right when it's about to be finished, I added the spinach and tomato. And of course, the garlic was already, you know, cooking, and some red pepper. And the smell was just so, it was so, like, you just want to sniff. You know what I mean? You didn't even want to eat. You just want to sniff.
You see how the aroma gets around the house? It gets people coming out of the room into the kitchen, right?
Yep.
So let me just drop this on you. So this is, I'm going to have to, you know, if I come to Pennsylvania, this is what we're going to do. So
all right,
I've created a soul food pasta.
Stop it.
So basically at Thanksgiving, we're going to I take, you know me, I make my own noodles. So I'm gonna roll out some noodles.
Yeah, I need to learn that. Yes.
But they're gonna be cut bigger than your normal size ravioli because I have to stuff them with some stuff. So I'm gonna take a little bit of collard greens. We're gonna have some yams. We're gonna take some dressing. And we're gonna put it inside of the pasta. Then I'm gonna seal it.
That's not even right.
And then I'm gonna bake it. And then I'm going to make a sweet potato buttercream sauce to pour over top of it with a little sage butter. Boy, I tell you what, it's going to shock your mama.
Somebody's mama's getting hit. We're going to go on a spree.
I'm trying to do a lot more for the, like, because even when I do my collard greens now and my cabbage, I don't use meat. Because not only do I have a lot of friends here in Atlanta that don't eat meat, but I have a lot of friends that are just vegan. Some of them don't want the seafood either. So, just learning how to do different options, like even stuffing peppers. Stuff. I mean, you can stuff a pepper with some dressing, and what you do with you take a red pepper. And you dip that, you flatten it out with a mallet. Yeah. And you dip it in a little bit of 00 flour, and then you hit it with a wet batter. You season it up with your seasoning, and you saute it on both sides. And then you put some dressing over the top of it, and you pop that thing in the oven with some gravy. It tastes like chicken. It tastes like chicken and dressing.
Lord, that's. Yeah, I might have to be cooking after this show because no, but I even learned, even my baking game has stepped up. I've been making my own bread for over a year.
I heard you been making bread.
Yeah, I haven't bought bread in over a year. I make my soft pretzels. My soft pretzels are to die for. My church goes crazy over them. They're in the pulpit cash apping me money for pretzels when I know that I have them. I make my own focaccia bread. I'll make it with sometimes I'll make it like a focaccia pizza, a vegan pizza, for my husband and me. Or I just make a regular focaccia where you can just dip in some marinara sauce, or I'll even do my oil. I'll make my oil with the spices and some garlic cloves. So that way we have just something to dip. It's such an inspiration, and it's therapeutic, right? So and as mentioned, we are in the Phoenix Lounge. I am E. Davis. We are on the air from all the way from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. So please dial 506-562-0444, or you could press 717-734-6904. You want to press the show identification number, which is 546-1150, then the pound sign. Press 1 pound and star 2. We are live on the air, brought to you by Ngozi Time Multimedia. This is a product of Beverly Nations Online Radio. All right, so we are talking about food. I'm getting hungry, knowing that we both need to be calling these hogs real soon. Let's talk about how you tapped into the creative realm, and because you have another book coming out soon. So what are your ways of, how do you get inspired? What's your, like when you're cooking, what is bringing out the inspiration?
Just, being in the restaurant and people just listening to the guests. Guests, I talk to a lot of people all the time, and Atlanta is a place that is moving and shaking. Someone's always having some type of event. And let's just be honest, people are trying to switch up the way we eat. 30 doesn't look 30 anymore. 40 doesn't look 40 anymore. 50 definitely doesn't look 50, because I'm rocking the 50s. and it's all about what we're putting in our body.
Right.
And so, just wanting to research, because even the way food is processed is just different. You can say, you know what, I don't want to eat red meat. I just want to eat fish, and I just want to eat poultry. I want to eat fish, chicken, and turkey, right? But it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, because the way that we're processing these meat, depending on where you're getting the meat is getting it from, we don't know what we're putting in our body. And that's from going from fast food to even eating in a restaurant to even going to the grocery store and cooking it yourself. I watched this whole thing last week of grocery stores filling spoiled and expired meat with dye just so that people can buy it. But what we have to understand is once we cook it and we eat it, it's spoiling in our body, which is decaying our own organs. So, and that's not just with meat. That's with vegetables. That's with fruit. Your body will break down and decay the same way, whether it's spoiled food, whether it's spoiled meat or spoiled vegetables and fruit. So we just have to be very conscious. Let's wash our fruit. Let's be careful where we get it. If it doesn't look right, we have to get away from that. Oh, I'm cooking it at 165 degrees. It'll kill any germs. That may or may not be true.
Nope.
So I think now we're more conscious. And so because we're more conscious, that makes me look and see what I can offer. I do a lot of weddings. I do a lot of birthdays. I do a lot of private chefing. I have a lot of anniversaries coming up here where people, they don't want to go to a restaurant. They don't want a whole bunch of people around them. They want to do an intimate, private dinner with their spouse. And that's becoming very popular here now. And so they're letting me know what they want, and they're letting me know what they don't want. And so that's where I'm getting a lot of it from, and trying to make it creative, trying to make it seem like they didn't create this dish in their own kitchen, trying to make it enticing, trying to make it a wow factor. So they can be like, oh, this looks so pretty and this is so good. I don't even want to eat it. I just want to take pictures of it. The presentation. And that's the art of it. And so while we're here, I'll talk about me just dropping my skincare line, because I do the skincare the same way.
Well, before you get to the skincare line, we do have a caller in the queue. Caller, thank you so much for calling. Please tell us your name and where you're from.
It
it's your commissioner, Unique. I was calling to support your show and let you know I was listening in and all the good food.
Hi, Unique. How are you?
And
How are you?
I'm blessed. And my next show is the 23rd, which is next week.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all are giving me some good ideas on how to fix food. You know, I'm from Cajun country, so, you know, we eat a lot of seafood and a lot of fruits and vegetables, but it's giving me a lot more ideas on how to fix food. And I don't use a lot of salt and pepper. We use lemon juice for salt base because of the acid. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of good ideas to try.
What is when we talked the last time, we were talking about how you tap into the creative realm with cooking. What are some of your you know, what is one of the favorite dishes that you make? The dish that if you're invited to the cookout or the company potluck, what is that go-to dish that everybody's requesting?
You already know. It's
the fried cabbage or the fried cabbage or the garlic herb asparagus.
Ooh.
The garlic herb. Say it one more time. The garlic herb
asparagus.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Now I'm getting hungry.
I am.
Yeah,
okay.
You have a lot of good ideas. Do y'all have a cookbook, or what do y'all have with y'all recipes in?
So Chef Shonya has a cookbook called Seafood Differently. It is available on Amazon. It is a collection of it's a collection, a variety of a lot of seafood dishes cooked. And I'll let her describe the details of her book.
So my Seafood Differently book, like Ebony said, you can find it on Amazon. I'm currently sold out of that book in Barnes & Noble, but I do still have some copies on Amazon. And in that book, we just talk about kind of like what you're saying, like I saw where you use a substitution of lemon juice, kind of, you know, your concern was like sodium. And that's the same like for me. So even my seafood seasoning that I have, it is 100% coriander. It's the base. It's very low in sodium. It has 1% pink Himalayan sea salt just for flavor and to pull all the ingredients together. But other than that, the FDA does consider it a low sodium. It has lower sodium than even Mrs. Dash. Because there are other things that we can use out there to flavor our food outside of sodiums and sugars. And I am coriander, which is cilantro. Cilantro can be prepared in different ways so that it flavors your food differently. Cilantro can be that very earthy
that you have gave. And also, E, I would love for you to join me and the Honeybee as our guest, special guest on The Groove. And we'll be featuring Reverend John P. Keith. You know what time it is. You know, it's on Saturday night on www.podbean.com. And so just come on over, and y'all come on over, both of you, if you like, and join us on The Groove.
Is this Saturday?
Yes.
All right, it's a date. The Groove.
I heard that. I heard that. It's your boy Honeybee Old Ass Key on turntables 1 and 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Ain't my shit.
You never going? I'm not doing it. Not tonight. Not tonight. No, I'm definitely there. I'm definitely there. It's a date.
Well, you know he can be a mess, don't
Yeah.
He always trying to sing he always trying to put the sting in it.
Always. I mean, but that's what he do. That's what he do. That's what he do. Okay. So, Chef, thank you so much, Unique, for calling. I appreciate the invite because I'm definitely coming. Like, in other words, I'm coming to the party. I am coming to the party. I definitely appreciate you. Yes, ma'am. All right, man. I am excited. I'm so excited because, I mean, I'm very biased of this young lady that we're interviewing right now because she's actually my sister-in-law, my sister from another mister. So I'm extremely biased of her. I celebrate her any given moment, any given Sunday. She's the person I go to when I want to fuss. She's the person when I go get advice. She slaps the hand when I'm wrong. She gives the big sister advice. Sometimes I don't want to hear about, but I listen anyway. And on that note, we got another caller in the queue. Caller, thank you so much for calling. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yo, this is Clever One Half for the Bulls Brothers, representing from the Broad Street Bully side of Philadelphia, where Cool Pops got drafted to the Vietnam while he was gang war on back Haines Street. What's good?
What's good? Thank you so much for calling. I feel honored. I feel so honored that you called. Oh, man.
What's up, B? And shout out to your guests, you know what I'm saying, the chef. You know what I mean? This is the Bad Nephew, a.k.a. the master of the mother sauces.
What's going on? How are you tonight?
Oh, fabulous. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving this show. I'm loving the energy on here, and I'm loving the topics, yes. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to swoop down on hang gliding.
Do you have a question for the judge or the chef?
Oh, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
First of all, the question that I did have was pilaf, but a quinoa. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where, again, you get the lighter selection of the starch, lighter carb count on that particular item right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, the bad nephew, you got to use me, the bad nephew out here on Caveman Cuisine.
The bad nephew.
Y'all can check the soundtrack on YouTube. It's Clever One Caveman Cuisine soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Now, you said you're out of Philadelphia, correct?
Yes, I am.
We need to do a collaboration. You let me know when you're ready to do a collaboration, because it sounds like I could learn some things from you as well. You said you're the master of sauces.
Yes, the master of the mother sauces. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we need to collaborate. I need to expand my horizon.
Yeah, I've the bad nephew been around. You know, I've helped a few establishments open up. You know what I mean, over the years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the Bynum brothers. You know what I mean? You know, I had my run with those guys. They wonderful guys. They got places all up and down the tri-state area. You know what I'm saying? Different types of cuisines and things like that. You know what I mean? Okay. I've been around. So,
congratulations! Those are mouthfuls. Congratulations.
Yeah. So we definitely can collab. We will be on Ben Franklin Parkway on the 20th of this month at the Windsor Suites, and we will be elegantly having some items that evening, and we will be educating people on love and relationships. Why do fools fall in love? You know what I'm saying? And again, we will be down Benjamin Franklin Parkway on the 20th, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Windsor Suites. You know what I'm saying? Giving it up, educating people with a twist of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
have to send some spies. Unfortunately, I'm not in Philadelphia. I'm in Atlanta, but I'm in trial, so I won't be able to make that. But I'm gonna have to send me. I have a lot of family in Philadelphia. I'm gonna have to send me. They're gonna have to come sneak me some food.
Oh yeah, we gotta connect it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell you this. No matter what business or line of business you're in, no matter what your profession, at the end of your day, you gotta eat.
You have to eat. You have to eat. My grandmother used to say, you can call me anything you want, just don't call me late for dinner.
Late for dinner.
I heard that.
Clev, when's your next show?
All right, so look, the bad enough will be on maybe Clev Timber first. No, where was it? Yeah, I believe it's the first, like the number one, you know what I'm saying? Like Hurts, up the middle on 4th and Long, pause. But all I'm saying is, we might be on that night building bricks and standing sticks. Who knows? The Gregorians was shooting apples off top of each other's big ass heads when they was coming up with these calendars here. So you never know. But that's what I'll be doing that night. And trying to get live with it there. Shout out to you guests again. You know what I mean? I'm Clever One half of the Booze Brothers, representing from the Broad Street, Bully side of Philadelphia, where your little sister burned the string beans because she was trying to decorate deviled eggs. Check
That's that good food. That's that good food.
Why my little sister had to burn the string beans? Oh man, Clem.
Look at E. Davis. Look at E. Davis talking about, you know what I mean? When your little sister trying to decorate, you know what I mean, the devil egg with string beans she burned. Oh my God, check this out,
Why did the baby sister burn the string beans? I love Clev. I heart Clev. I'm a fan. Clev, that's the guy. That is the guy. He's so charismatic, and he keeps it light. He keeps it serious and light, and I love it. So Clev, much love for you calling in. Peace and blessings to you. We got another caller in the queue. Caller, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and thank you so much for calling.
Yes, my travel name is Huni Bakatoon. My pen and stage name is Master. Try to make it man Haru. I'm a little confused. Bring the beautiful woman of God, E. Davis. Did you have a judge on?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you have two different people, or are they one and the same people? I'm in a state of confusion right now.
She's one and the same.
I wish it could be four and the same people. They're stretching me out. They're stretching me thin.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow! Well, first of all, I definitely want a copy of that cookbook. I'm definitely supporting someone who appeared to sound like a sister. You are indeed a sister, am I correct? From breakfast to, different things such as pancakes. I mean, I got, a lot of different recipes for homemade pancakes and stuff like that. But if we're talking about a lunch or a dinner, then I got a nice herbal fish that I put together. Sometimes there's a difference. It all depends on what type of fish that I'm going for. It could be salmon or whiting or grouper. Sometimes I can even, put either 9 different herbs together to create my herbal fish. Or sometimes I can blend up to about 19 different herbs. Trust me. And you're able to really taste the flavor. They don't cancel out one another.
Okay.
Like when I'm using like grouper, like tonight, I made some grouper, like some grouper type of burgers, like the way people would do salmon, croquettes, or bites, or whatever. Yeah. And I put together these 9 herbs and stuff like that for these grouper burgers that I made tonight. Matter of fact, E. Davis, you just sparked something, because the next WBNN company gathering that we meet amongst ourselves, hopefully or faithfully, we'll make it a weekend event. We'll go out and we hit the town and stuff like that, maybe do some lunch and dinner. But I want us to be able to do like a company cookout as well, if we make it a weekend event.
Oh, that would sound nice.
I'm gonna definitely bar that idea. I mean, any takers besides me?
Oh wow, that sounds like a plan. Set it up.
All right. All right. Now you say that sister, what's your name again? The chef, Shonya Brooke.
Chef Shonya Brooke.
Okay, I tell you what, here's a quick question right quick. I know other people might want to call and I want to do a pre-advertisement. First, let me do the pre-advertisement. My next advancement will be Thursday of this week, and it's called We Will Aware You One-on-One Interviews. Okay, I really want to open up and share the microphone with other people. I'm pretty good on my own. I can stand on my own, right? But I want to open up and offer a microphone to other people. And Vince Moto is going to be one of my first guests on this new adventure. E. Davis, you up next, so you may as well get ready. Okay. And because I cover a lot of variety of different subjects. So anyway, this Thursday, it will be our historical ex-Arnie Vince Moto at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. But I got a quick question for Mrs. Judge and Mrs. Chef. They're pretty much one and the same. So now if I put this cookbook together, right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
The way that you put yours together. First of all, how long did it take you to put the book together?
6 months.
Okay. Am might take me a little longer because, you know, I type a little slower. I speak faster than I talk, right? So if I spend anywhere company cookout, okay? So everybody be able to get. So if I spend 6 to 9 months me putting this cookbook together, similar to how you did, right? And if I put that out there, and my fellow hosts and friends and families, and they don't take time to support me, here's where I need the judge to come in. Can I turn around and take them to small claims court and sue them for non-support?
What you trying to make me a state judge, a state court judge?
Well,
you're trying to take me into the courtroom. I'm trying to stay. I'm trying to stay in the appeals court. I'm trying to stay in the appeals court. I'm trying to run from the docket. I can't do the docket anymore. You gotta look out for a problem. You gotta tell them. You gotta tell me that they put that. You gotta tell me they put something in it. I'll be like, okay, you gotta come see me now. You gotta come see me.
Yeah, but you're a sister though. I need you to do it for a brother.
No.
Okay?
No.
I got to put that long.
They better come out. Listen, I tell you what, they better come out and support you.
No.
I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna hit them with my gavel. I promise.
No.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But essentially, I do wanna drop the link if you don't mind. So,
I did.
You know, I definitely love the one.
I did. I sent it to you in your messenger.
Thank you so much.
So just to let you know, I'm currently now E. Davis can back me on this. I'm currently at 98,126 books sold.
She's a best-selling author. Yes.
Man.
Yes.
Okay, I tell you what. Since I've been putting a cookbook together for the first time, and since you're a sister, you know, won't you do me justice and help me introduce my book, like do an introductory or something like that.
Definitely. I would be honored. I would be honored to do that. And if you get it, I'll sell it in my restaurant, just like I sell my own.
Oh, you got your own restaurant in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's called Grits and Eggs.
Oh, I love Atlanta. I got a visit there. Then what's the name of your restaurant?
Grits and Eggs Breakfast Kitchen.
Okay. All right. So it's recorded, tabled, documented, and logged. So I definitely want to come and patronize your business as well. Okay. Thank you so much for being a special guest tonight.
Thank you, Hooney.
Right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Before we take our next caller, I just want to let our listening audience know that Judge Shonya has a few moments left before she has to depart. So we're gonna take this next caller, and we'll keep it moving. Caller, thank you so much for calling. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Angela, calling from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Hey, Angela, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you guys tonight?
We're doing really well. Thank you so much for calling.
Just wanted to call in and support.
We definitely appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that. So tell us, do you have a signature dish?
Do I have a signature dish? Right now I'm on a salad kick.
cilantro. I meant to say oregano. So you take it's oregano seed, and you and so I take the dried oregano and I boil it in the water, strain it with a strainer with some lemon and some honey, and it's actually oregano goes straight through the blood vessels. So it's actually once it starts to go through your body, it starts attaching things like sodium and bisphorates that get into your body, and it brings it out of your body. It's kind of like a blood cleaner. So you should try that as well.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Angela, I wanted to say thank you so much for calling.
Yes, thank you for having the show tonight, and special shout out to your special guest. I appreciate
you so much.
I appreciate that advice, and I'm definitely gonna be taking it, because I'm trying to whatever I can do naturally without having to take these pills, because they have me on these pills, and I don't like taking pills, and it really has messed up my sleeping pattern, and it just constantly keeps me going to the bathroom. I had started drinking water with cucumbers and lemon that had been my what I've been drinking, and I just really been going to the bathroom, and that medicine has really it's taken my sleeping pattern. Like I be up all night, and I've been sleeping during the day, and it's just been off. So I'm trying to get that back in tune.
Oh wow!
Okay, because the medicines are chemicals.
Yeah.
So your body is trying to adapt to that, but we have to. I don't want to say don't take the medicine, because you're trying to control your blood pressure, but there are some natural remedies that you can try, and if you use Google a lot, you can just Google herbs. Just go to Google and say, what herbs can help me stimulate and control my blood pressure, and then it'll give you a list, and you can kind of pick and choose, the ones that you may or may, that you may want to try, ones that you may want to experiment with. But I definitely wish you, good health in this struggle to deal with high blood pressure. I started this journey with high blood pressure a long time ago, because I come from a family of hypertension, and I, on my mother's side of the family, and my father's side, my grandmother is Sicilian, and so they use a lot of everything comes from the garden.
Yeah.
They use a lot of garlic. They put garlic in everything. They put oregano. I mean, when I was younger, my snack from my grandmother used to be chopped garlic and olive oil. Wow, what kind of snack is this? Where's the Snickers bar? But that being said, even taking you a teaspoon of garlic,
yep,
and a teaspoon of olive oil together,
yep,
will help cleanse out the blood. The garlic acts as a natural vacuum going through your blood veins. And so, there's different things that you can try. I am 54. I just turned 54. Never had high blood pressure, never had the flu, never had the chicken pox, never had the measles, never had any of that stuff.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And
yes.
And
I thank God for that. It's not something that I did on my own. I'm very thankful for it.
Oh, wow.
Right.
We have to move along. We have another caller in the queue. Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you.
And you know what? Before you go, kiwi. Take it. Eat some kiwi before you go to bed. It'll help out with your sleep. It has natural melatonin.
Kiwi.
And not only that, though, when's your next show, Angie?
Oh, tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow.
All right, I'm listening.
All right.
Thank you again.
Well, thank you, and y'all have a good night. Thank you.
You as well. Thank you.
All right, we got caller 5. Staying alive. Thank you very much for calling. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, how are you doing? This is Tiana Speaks.
Hi, Tiana Speaks.
Hi, Tiana. Hello. I was calling to support the show. I have questions for both of you, but I wanted to say to Angela something that's very good for that. I almost lost my best friend to heart failure due to high blood pressure and things like that. And that was a very difficult time. So I started doing, I was already like, you know, using a lot of natural things. But one thing that can actually lower it immediately is hawthorn berry. Get the right. If you guys know it, you're so welcome. So welcome. I hope I can help anybody listening because that was scary for me. You know, also, so I am with somebody from the Caribbean. So, like, you know, I like to look into the food that's there and stuff like that. And one thing that I actually made was something called epi. It is absolutely delicious. They use it to, like, season things or whatever. And I wanted to share it with you guys if you're not familiar with it. But I may not remember every ingredient, but this is basically use green onions, peppers, parsley, thyme, water, olive oil, something called Maggi, which is like the bouillon cube, and olive oil, and I don't know if that's pepper. Oh, habanero peppers.
Okay.
Cayenne pepper.
Oh yeah.
And so you can use the seasoning that you were talking about. You know what I mean, to make it the way you like it. And then I said pepper already. That's what down the top of my head. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything, but you can look at EPIS.
EPIS,
you know,
okay.
And people make it. Oh, lime. Limes are really good. But when I tasted it, because I literally made it just for him because I'm like, I didn't know if I would like it. But when I tasted it, I'm like, oh my gosh. So some, you know, like maybe Jamaica, like people from Jamaica might call it a green sauce. So like each culture has it, you know what I mean? But they do a little different. But he's from Haiti, so I made it, and let me tell you something. When I put it on like chicken, I put it on. I was like, oh, it's so good. It is absolutely so good.
That sounds good.
Oh, cloves.
And cloves, okay.
Cloves. Let me tell you something. I never cooked with cloves until like I started doing that. Let me tell you, you take the pepper and you put like I use the Instant Pot for a lot of things. It's easier for me because I have fibromyalgia and if I'm tired or whatever. But you take the cloves and you stick them inside the pepper and you leave them at the top so that way they don't come out and get loose because you know they're hard. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you leave them and oh man, it adds so much flavor to your food when you do that. That sounds really good. That sounds. Stick the cloves all through the pepper. Just one piece of pepper. It doesn't have to be a whole entire pepper. Just like one side. And stick them in and oh man, let me tell you, it's so good. But what I just told you about the sauce, you take it in the blender and you blend it up, and it is delicious. It is absolutely delicious, man. Like so. But my question for you guys, because I know it's that it's in about that time, is I noticed that like people that cook. You know, they like to cook. You know, they may feel a certain type of way about food in general. So when they go out to eat, sometimes it's a disappointing experience. And I can tell you, I went to, I think it was Sweetie Pie when I was in St. Louis. And I actually met the lady. I think she danced for Janet Jackson. Like she had a show on TV and everything. She was so sweet. But when I ate the food, she just literally, it wasn't on purpose that I went there. Just I was looking on like there's something called like Foursquare back then. When you check in places you go, and I happened to see it on there. I'm like, oh, let's go there. Because it was like walking distance. Me and my friend like, we took a trip. So I went there. Let me tell you, that food was so disappointing. It was not good. Then a fly landed in my food, and the guy acted like it was no big deal. Man, that's a fly. This was, yeah. A fly? Oh. I like, almost like I was supposed to just take it out. And so, you know, I'm like, oh. No. But I was so disappointed, and I expected so much more. Yes. So let me ask you, have you ever had a disappointing experience when you went out? Being as though you have maybe a certain standard of what things should taste like, being as though you're cooking. What type of experiences have you had that was good? Chef? You said what type of ingredients? Experience. Have you went to a restaurant and you had it? I thought you said ingredient experience. I mean,
You know, I'm one of those chefs that like to support other places, but in Atlanta, there's a lot of, like, high-profile people with restaurants, and I like to go there as well because I want to see, because a lot of times, you know, they're pulling chefs from all different types of places. So, you know, they say if you want to step your game up, you know, measure yourself with someone that's doing more than you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the most disappointing place that I've been where I thought the food would be really, really good would be Candy Burris. I mean, she's like one of my favorite people in the world as far as her, you know, how she encourages you to have several streams of income, you know, and she does so much for the city here. She really does. So when I went to both restaurants, Old Lady Gang, which is, it's her restaurant, but it's something that she gave homage to her mother for, right?
Right, you're right.
And then she had Blaze, and Blaze was her and Todd Tucker. And I went to Old Lady Gang first. The food was absolutely horrible. You know, because that's more soul food. Blaze is gonna put you in the mind of a steakhouse, but Old Lady Gang is, you know, they have your yams, your macaroni and cheese, your collard greens, your cabbage, your okra. They have it all. And, you know, it was really high priced food and very, very small portions. And everything was just overly salty. And so I was disappointed because, you know, she and her mother talk a lot about food. And I guess my expectation of her
was greater.
Because obviously they're not cooking the food, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my expectation of her was to find chefs that would represent her and represent her name better than what they were doing. And arbitrarily, unfortunately, Blaze is actually closed because, you know, it just
bad reviews.
It couldn't get the support because you put out bad food one time, you put it out two times. Once you put it out the third time, you know, with us, we're big critics of our own culture. So we're not going anywhere and having any bad collard greens, bad yams, because we know how to make that at home. So if we go out and eat it, we're coming to support you.
Yeah,
we know how to cook these things at home. And so when we get there and we're paying for a side of macaroni and cheese, we're paying $9.99, and it's noodles and milk. And, you know, if your noodles are white and macaroni and cheese, something's wrong. So, you know, I'm glad, you know, everybody can't, and in your situation, and in your experience, the thing that I tell people, everybody can't, a lot of people, even celebrities, and it's okay to have your name out there, but everybody can't jump into the culinary game because you have to know something about food. It's not just, some people, it's just like with playing music. You meet people who can play by music and they're very good. And you meet people who can play by ear who are very good. Same thing with chefs. You meet people who go to culinary school, and then there are just some who can just naturally cook. A natural cook to me is my grandmother. I went to culinary school, plus I was reared by a natural cook. So everything that I do is from scratch. And like, you know, like E. Davis said, you know, I taught her how to make sauces. When they come to visit, I drag her and her husband in this kitchen so they can see me reduce mushrooms.
Yes.
And make sauces.
Yep. And then I call her. And then I call her when I get home and say, "How do I do it?" Yes. Tiana, thank you. Listen, Tiana, I'm so glad to just hear your voice. Tell us, when is your next show?
Oh, thank you. My next show will be Friday, the 19th of Power of Thoughts, and it'll be part 2 of my show where I shared my trauma and so many different things I'll be talking about instead of like generational curses. What about generational blessings? That's something that I don't think a lot of us think about. So many different things I'll be thinking about. I just want to say one thing real quick. You reminded me of my grandma. My grandma used to give me cod liver oil and garlic, like these little capsules of garlic. Something I remember in cod liver oil. She said.
Oh yeah, your grandma did you right.
You reminded me of that.
No, that's beautiful. When you can bring that memory of that grandmother, that auntie, that person that actually, you know, kind of took care of you, nursed you, gave you a little something, just to make you feel better. we're going to have Ngozi time. Before we have it, real quick, Tiana, I want to answer your question. I never necessarily had a bad experience. I had an experience where you could just taste the overpowering of the salt at a restaurant. Like, oh, this is too salty, because I have learned to, you know, cook a certain food a certain way, and it's the salt intake. So, again, Tiana, thank you so much for calling. I'm going to be listening to your show on Friday. We have to definitely say goodbye to Chef Judge and Chef Shonya. And now we have, first of all, let me just say thank you again, my sister, my friend, my confidant, just for taking the time to be on the show. I know your time is limited. You have to kind of hit, you gotta go take care of business. I really, really appreciate it, because this was a awesome show. And now we have Ngozi time.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all the folks that counted out Robert to be here. And, you know, outstanding kudos to the chef and judge. That class. Wonderful young lady from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Unmuted.
David.
I'm kind of speechless right now, because you threw me away. I mean, you threw me off guard, but this was a great show. I was looking forward to the show for weeks. I think you talked to me end of August, and you gave me the instruction, and I thank God that I heard it and I applied it. Thank you again to my beloved sister for taking the time. Thank you for all the callers. Thank you for all the viewers. I apologize for technical difficulties, but this was still an awesome show. You guys have a great night, and I will see you next month.